Let's cut the nonsense. Not every woman deserves your time, your energy, or your loyalty. Some women build you up. Others, they tear you down, slowly, silently, and with a smile on their face. And the worst kind? You don't see them coming. They don't wear a warning label. They wear perfume, lipstick, and a perfect smile. They walk into your life like a blessing and leave like a curse. You think you're in love, but really, you're being drained. Drained of focus, drained of confidence, drained of peace. Let me be clear. A low-value woman isn't just not the one. She's dangerous. So how do you spot her? How do you protect yourself before your life becomes a battlefield you didn't sign up for? In this video, I'm giving you the 6 brutal signs that scream, "Get out now," because real men don't waste their power on chaos disguised as beauty. Before we dive in, hit like, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and let's get into it. Sign 1. She thrives on drama and chaos. Some women can't breathe unless there's tension in the air. If things are calm, she'll create a storm, just to feel alive. Because for her, peace doesn't feel safe. It feels empty. She'll start arguments over nothing, twist your words, accuse you of things you never did. She'll pull away without explanation, not because she's hurt, but to watch you chase. And the worst part, she enjoys it. You've heard the lines before. "I just like a little drama. It keeps things exciting." If there's no fire, it's boring. Or the classic, "Nice guys? Too easy." That's not passion. That's dysfunction. A high-value woman values calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and connection over control. But a woman addicted to drama, she thrives in the emotional fog. She wants you confused, unsteady, always questioning yourself. You'll find yourself walking on eggshells, filtering every word, doubting every move, just to keep her from snapping. That's not love, that's survival. But here's the part she didn't see coming. You don't need to play her game. You can step away, and when you do, she'll either panic and chase or vanish and blame. Either way, you win. Because peace isn't something you should fight for. It's something you choose by who you allow in. Before we move on, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever dealt with someone who created chaos just to feel in control? Sign 2. She's addicted to validation. You could love her with everything you have. Praise her, support her, stand by her like a rock. But for a woman who lives for attention, it will never be enough. Because she doesn't need your love. She needs applause. You'll notice it, not by what she says, but by what she shows. Social media becomes her stage. Every picture calculated. Every caption designed to provoke curiosity or compliments. It's not about sharing life. It's about seeking approval. She'll say things like, "I can't help it if guys comment. It's just a picture. You're overreacting." But what she's really saying is, "I care more about strangers than your respect." And that's the real issue. She's not looking for connection. She's performing. 1 foot in your world, 1 foot still fishing for likes, hearts, and attention from anyone watching. And when you ask her why, she flips the blame. You're too jealous, too insecure, No, brother. You're just paying attention. A high-value woman doesn't need the world's eyes. She needs only the eyes of the man she respects. She doesn't measure her worth in comments or compliments. She measures it in character. So here's the truth. If she's constantly chasing validation from others, she'll never fully value what's real, including you. And the longer you stay, the more invisible you'll feel. Before we continue, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever felt like you were dating her and her entire following? Sign 3. She has zero accountability. You'll know her when every problem somehow isn't her fault. She makes poor choices. She starts the fire, pours gasoline, then steps back and blames the smoke. She cheats because you were distant. She disrespects you because you made her mad. She's broke because of the economy, her ex, her parents. Anyone but her. It's a never-ending loop of deflection. No growth, no reflection, no accountability. Now here's the dangerous part. You'll become her favorite excuse. Every time something breaks, she'll say you dropped it, and you'll start questioning yourself. Maybe you were too distant. Maybe you did overreact. Maybe it's you. But it's not. It's her refusal to face the mirror. A high-value woman? She owns her mistakes. She learns. She grows. She doesn't shift blame. She takes responsibility. But a low-value woman builds a life on excuses. And if you stay, her story becomes yours. You carry the guilt. You carry the weight. You carry the damage. So don't. You can't heal someone who won't admit they're wounded. Sometimes, walking away isn't quitting. It's choosing peace over punishment. Before we continue, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever found yourself apologizing just to stop an argument you didn't start? Sign 4. She uses emotional manipulation to control you. There's a type of woman who never raises her voice. She doesn't scream, she doesn't argue, but she still gets exactly what she wants. How? She plays with your emotions, not your logic. You find yourself feeling guilty for things you didn't do, for emotions you didn't cause, for boundaries you had every right to set. At first, it's subtle. She gives you the silent treatment after a small disagreement. She looks hurt when you set plans without her. She says, "It's fine," but her body language screams betrayal. You begin to question yourself. Was I too harsh? Was I selfish? Did I do something wrong? And that's the trap. She doesn't demand with words. She manipulates with silence, sighs, and sadness. It's not open conflict. It's emotional fog. Now you're canceling plans, changing behavior, walking on emotional eggshells, just to avoid that cold shift in energy. And here's what you don't realize. Every time you give in, you reinforce her control. You teach her that guilt works, that she doesn't have to ask, only withhold, and you'll fold. A high-value woman doesn't play that game. If she's hurt, she speaks. If she needs something, she says it. She builds connection through clarity, not confusion. But a woman who uses guilt as leverage, she's not looking for a partner. She's looking for a puppet. Here's an example. You tell her a week in advance that you'll be seeing your friends on Saturday. She says, "Sure, have fun." But when the day comes, she gets distant. You ask, "Everything okay?" She shrugs. "Yeah, go have fun. I'll just stay home alone." Now you feel like a bad guy, like you abandoned her. You debate canceling, not because you want to, but to stop feeling guilty. If that's you, understand this. That's not love. That's emotional manipulation in disguise. And it doesn't stop unless you stop it. You must be the man who doesn't fold under silence, who doesn't beg for peace, but creates it by walking through discomfort with strength. Call it out, calmly. If something's bothering you, I'm open to talk, but I won't play guessing games. And if she won't speak clearly, live your life anyway. A Stoic man chooses clarity over control, freedom over guilt. If this message resonates, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever felt guilty for something, even though your conscience was clean? Sign 5. She has no long-term vision. A high-value woman thinks in decades. She considers her future. She invests in her growth, her finances, and the kind of man who shares her vision. But a low-value woman, she lives like tomorrow doesn't exist. She's impulsive, chasing highs, avoiding discipline, allergic to structure. Her idea of fulfillment is fun, not foundation. You'll notice it in the little things. She never budgets but always spends. She's constantly switching jobs, yet never building a career. She says, I just go with the flow, but the flow leads nowhere. She blames circumstances instead of changing them. My boss is toxic. My ex ruined everything. The system's rigged. But the mirror? Never mentioned. And here's the part that affects you. If she can't lead herself, she won't build with you. You'll be the plan, the backup, the financial cushion for her chaos. At first, she seems exciting, spontaneous, adventurous. She says yes to everything. Clubs, trips, last-minute weekends. And yeah, it feels like freedom. Until you realize she's drowning in debt, complaining about money, but mocking the idea of saving. When you mention responsibility, she laughs. Why worry? You only live once. But here's what she doesn't get. Living once is exactly why you should live wisely. A woman with no direction won't help you build yours. She'll slow it down, question it, or worse, depend on it. Relationships need alignment, purpose, shared values, because love without structure, it collapses the moment life gets hard. The truth is, if she fears commitment in her own life, she won't honor commitment in yours. Before we go deeper, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever dated someone who feared responsibility, but expected you to provide stability? Sign 6. She doesn't respect masculinity, she competes with it. A woman who truly values herself knows how to value the strength of a man. She doesn't see his confidence as a threat. She sees it as grounding, as leadership, as protection. But some women aren't looking for a partner. They're looking for a power struggle. Instead of supporting your masculinity, she competes with it, not to compliment, but to challenge. She argues just to win. She questions your every move, and no matter how calmly you lead, she pushes back harder, not because she wants equality, but because she wants control. Say, I'll take care of it. And she responds, I don't need a man to do anything for me. Step up as a leader, and she calls it controlling. Set boundaries, and suddenly you're toxic. You're not leading. In her eyes, you're threatening. Now here's the deeper truth. A woman like this doesn't just resist masculinity, she resents it. Maybe it comes from a past filled with betrayal. Maybe she grew up around men who abused their role. Maybe she's been taught that power must be taken, not shared. But the result is the same. She won't let you be the man. Because she's afraid of what happens if she isn't in charge. And the danger? You'll start shrinking to keep the peace. You'll soften your voice, doubt your judgment, second-guess your instincts, all in hopes of not triggering her insecurity. But a Stoic man knows masculinity isn't toxic. It's disciplined. It's purpose-driven. It brings structure to chaos, direction to emotion, and safety to the unknown. You weren't made to apologize for being a man. You were made to lead with honor, and the woman meant for you. She won't fight that. She'll recognize it. She'll trust it. She'll support it. Because a real relationship is not a tug of war. It's two people pulling in the same direction. So if you constantly feel like you're in a silent battle, if your presence feels like a problem instead of a pillar, it's time to be honest. You don't need a rival. You need a partner. If this message resonates, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Question for you. Have you ever had to shrink your masculinity just to keep a woman comfortable? And remember, don't stop here. Check out the full playlist for more insights that sharpen your mind and strengthen your spirit. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay grounded, and never settle.